Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about rock and roll, the later part of rock and roll, and how rock and roll from the 60s and the 70s evolved from blues playing. In the early 60s, 50s, the British invasion took place, and out of the British invasion we had the Beatles, we had the Rolling Stones, we had the Dave Clark Five, and so on. And a lot of those musicians were heavily influenced by the blues. Back before there was mass communication and the internet, it was really hard to be able to get music that wasn't mass distributed. So in England, these guitar players were started to order vinyl from the United States, and they would get them in on shipping containers and such, and they would start listening to some of the old blues playing. And they really took to it and started emulating that into the rock and roll, and then into the styles of guitar leads that they would put into their songs. Some of these guitar players would be like Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Keith Richards was a huge Chuck Berry fan, Pete Townshend. So all these guitar players started off with cheap guitars, learning, plucking out the blues, and trying to emulate these blues players like Howlin' Wolf and John Lee Hooker and B.B. King. And even before that, like Robert Johnson and Son House. And when they started taking their guitar playing to the next level, they started adding things like distortion, and distortion would overdrive the sound and give it a dirty sound and give it a whole different feel. They were taking what they've learned and building on it and moving it forward into a whole different art form of music.